Everyone, welcome to KREM 2 News at Noon. I'm Laura Papetti, and we begin with this coming in new at noon. The City of Spokane has released its new winter operations plan. We brought you that announcement live on KREM 2 Plus this morning. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones was at the event and brings us the very latest on how the city plans to keep the roads clear as we head into winter.
Well, city officials say that if snow was to fall today or tomorrow, in either event, they would be prepared and their crews would be ready to keep these roads maintained. That's a part of the discussion and conversation they had today here at these grounds during their winter operations briefing. So, snow operations season actually begins on November 15th, which is 3 days away from now, and it runs until March 15th here in Spokane. Public Works, the Streets Department, Spokane Fire Department, and Spokane Public Schools were all involved in the discussion this morning, talking about how they approach this upcoming winter.
Our goal at Spokane Public Schools is actually to keep the schools open. Our buildings provide a safe, warm place for our kids during the day.
SPS recently reached out to students and their families about the approach for winter. They say they'll notify families by text, email, and phone call by 6 a.m. on any day impacted by winter weather about their plans. If you do not receive a message by 6 a.m., you are, quote, safe to assume school is running on its usual schedule. And as we head into these colder months, a good resource to utilize, of course, is that city plow map on the City of Spokane's website. Of course, another one you can also use is the Spokane County plow maps as well. But for now, reporting here in Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
Well, there's no snow to worry about here in Spokane, at least not yet. But meteorologist Thomas Patrick, he is tracking some mountain snow and also some rain on the way. So Thomas, it is the number one question it seems like people are asking right now. When is it coming?
I mean, it's got to be coming sooner than later, Laura. But at the moment, I'm still only tracking rainfall, not just today, but for the rest of this week. For the weekend ahead, maybe. But hold on to that sentiment for just a moment. Right now, skies have actually cleared up a bit. We're mostly cloudy, partly cloudy at the moment, but our temperatures have gotten up to 47. Here's the thing, though. It's actually still a bit breezy outside. Our current wind speeds are somewhere between 20 and 25 miles per hour. Earlier this morning, it certainly made things feel a lot colder overall, but I think it's all kind of leveled out as of this point. So too has the rain. You actually don't see any rainfall across the inland northwest, maybe just the mountains surrounding us, including the Idaho and Montana mountains, as well as the Cascades. But in between, not much happening. So we should be mostly dry for the rest of the day. But tomorrow we're tracking a big time rain event. We can actually see the storm system well off to this west. This low pressure core is sliding towards the northwest, and it's going to grab plenty of Pacific moisture. So when that arrives, we're going to have an absolutely massive push of moisture. This is not just that 1 or 2 hours worth of rainfall. Tomorrow it is looking not just 100% likely that we're getting rain, but it could be an all-day rainfall. So coming up, I'll show you exactly when that rain is set to start and how much we're going to get overall and in our rain gauges. That part of your forecast is in about 10 minutes.
Thank you, my friend. In our Boomtown series, we are tracking the growth throughout the inland northwest. And for decades, the number one question has been, when will the North Spokane Corridor actually be finished? So KREM 2's Tim Fan has a look at the timeline and what's coming up next for that long-term project.
You can hear it and you can see it.
The finish line is in sight. I mean, you know, you can just about see I-90 from here.
Construction on the North Spokane Corridor inching closer to completion.
I'm Terrence Lynch. I'm the project engineer for the North Spokane Corridor Design Office.
Lynch has worked on the project for the last decade. He took KREM 2 on a tour of what WashDOT is working on right now, the Spokane River crossing north of Spokane Community College.
Of course, the project here off in the distance has been underway since early 2023, so this is in season 2, and it's expected to wrap up by the end of 2025.
2025 marks a major milestone, 5 years out from the expected completion of the North Spokane Corridor.
The number one question that I get asked is, when is it going to be done, right? Everybody wants this project to be completed so that they can have full use of it.
Lynch says they are on track for completion at the end of 2030, but admits they have a lot of work to do. Funding for the $1.5 billion project is secured for now, but there's new leadership in Olympia. So I asked Governor-elect Bob Ferguson if the North Spokane Corridor is a priority for him.
That's a key project for our state. Folks in Spokane who are listening to this know that. I used to live in Spokane. I understand that. We'll make sure that's funded.
This upcoming year, 2 projects are expected to go out for advertisement.
One of them we refer to as Stage 3, and that's actually going to build the twin bridges, so the northbound lanes and the southbound lanes between Sprague Avenue and Alki Avenue.
The other will begin the process of creating a major interchange.
We're hoping to advertise what we call Stage 2, which is going to build the partial interchange at Trent, so make the connection between the North Spokane Corridor and SR 290, otherwise known as Trent Avenue.
Lynch says these 2 projects should be under construction by this time next year. In the meantime, they are in the process of designing the connection to I-90, hoping to have those designs finalized in the next 2 years.
So we know where all the ramps are going to be, we know how the connection's going to look, but there's a lot of work between knowing where things are going to connect and actually putting together biddable plans that contractors can bid on and then start construction.
However, conversations are already underway for what design features will look like in the East Central neighborhood where the freeways will connect.
When you think about freeways with a lifespan of 100 years, this is infrastructure that's going to be in this neighborhood, in people's backyards for a really long time.
It's why you'll continue seeing this and hearing these sounds for a little longer.
I know they feel like it's taken a long time, and it has, but we are going to finish the project.
Reporting from the North Spokane Corridor, I'm Tim Pham, KREM 2 News.
And our Boomtown series continues tomorrow with maybe the biggest Boomtown story of them all. Over the past few decades, downtown Spokane has certainly seen a lot of growth. KREM 2 photojournalist Nathan Brand spent hours digging through archives to capture just how much things have changed.
When I got here, you did not go downtown. I mean, there was nothing going on down there.
Whatever type of store tickles your fancy, River Park Square's probably got it.
I kind of have to keep pinching myself and saying this is Spokane.
We anticipate drawing people from Idaho, from Montana, from Pullman, from Canada.
This hotel closed in June of 1985.
Come spring, you could be invited to a party in one of the hotel's ballrooms.
Jelly to the models, let the magic begin, baby. Yeah.
Spokane's newest destination is going to be hard to resist.
So everything from Riverfront Park to Kendall Yards, the University District, and so much more. See 30 years of Boomtown in Spokane. That's tomorrow morning on Up with KREM.